He always tells
I
the same
know.
story.
Oh no.
He does the
Well, there were two
I
first times, but at
yes,
the audition,
the very
I
very
have a
first time.
surprise for you, Mary Beth.
Oh no.
This is your audition scene
Oh,
right here.
I probably can't do it any better than I did it then. Although my
It's
voice
it,
was very wispy back then. It was very
well,
interesting.
this is
I don't know
kind
what
of
happened.
Brady audition material. Kayla's the youngest of the
Get
Brady
that.
daughters, and I'm not telling.
Oh my God, he has his sources.
It has a whole
I will tell you this.
character
I had
description.
not seen the show before I came on it. I was a big All My Children fan in high school, and I hadn't seen it. And then I come for the audition, and I think I read in Dora Saba, the casting lady's office, and then they brought me in to read with Steven in Al Rabin, the producer's office upstairs. And I'm wearing like my pink silk pinafore little dress that I thought was so cute. And he comes in, and back then he had the big scar and the long hair and the patch and a leather jacket. And he comes in and does this reading with me, which was pretty good. And then they had me back for a screen test.
Hmm.
And he always tells a story that I said this was.
Well, the screen test.
I don't think you can say the real word I used, and I like to present myself as an upstanding woman anyway. But I think I said that was shit or something like that, right? Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
After the
something.
audition, she just turned to me. She said, "Well, that was shit."
Yeah.
And have you ever heard of an actor doing that? I mean, even if it was, and it wasn't, an actor admitting that to another actor who they've never met.
I feel like
And
nobody thinks
I
it's
said to
good.
myself, I really like this lady.
They did, like
I mean,
I was like 25. I was
you
a
were
girl. I
25.
was a girl.
I couldn't say, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, I mean, what an incredible journey we've been on. Even the very first episode. It's funny too. Actually, and I probably told the story before too. But when I got this job, I had been doing episodics and little things, and it was a 3-year contract. And I remember saying to my friend, 3 years,
Oh,
geez, that's like a prison sentence, or whatever. Back when you're a young actress, thinking you're going to do all these things. And then, I just got married, and we had bought this little teeny house, and we had to make the mortgage and whatever. So I had said to my husband, let me just hear about this Days of Our Lives job before I go pick up my uniform at the restaurant that I just got the job at. And then what a game changer, I mean, it was a wonderful, wonderful gift of a life that we've had. And I stayed for,
yes.
it was like 6 years, I think, the first time, had 2 kids, and then just on and on and on. And then back here since like 2009, it's 2006 and then
Yes.
2009 really. But
Right.
but I just think it's such a gift. And actually at the Emmys too, I just think like all these people are like, these are like my cousins. I mean, I've known so many people. And you, Stephanie, my God. Remember our little lunch in New York that time?
I always remember that.
I know, like, it's just such a cool thing. And Stephen and I, when I had my first baby, he had a little cold. He came over to my house. He sat on the floor with his mask, back then with a face covering mask that, like a doctor. It seems so odd then. Now it's commonplace. And he just holded that little baby. I mean, just the sweetest. I mean, we really had a life together. All right, Stephen, what do you remember about the first go round?
Well, what do you mean the first go around?
Whatever.
Meeting you? Well, we talked about meeting. That was it. The scene in the office. I don't remember much about that, and I don't remember you looking at me sideways because I had a patch on my scar.
Well, I think like our days are here. You're there with your script. You got things going on. I mean, you probably remember because
Yeah, yeah. I didn't remember that much, but I do remember the screen test.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I remember all the other young ladies who.
You do?
auditioned. Well, I don't remember them because you were number one in my mind.
Did they ask you what your opinion was? They don't really
Not
generally.
really. No, later when we had a little more power, we would always.
Yeah, we did. We helped with the Shelley, our daughter, coming on. Yeah, but
And Joey. Yeah.
oh, Joey.
Yeah, they asked us that, and we
Yeah.
gave our opinion.
Right.
So.
But what a great journey, huh?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's been married 39 years. I've been married 38, and our
40.
characters have been married. Well, you're not 40 yet.
Well, October.
Okay, well, I'll be 39 in October. He'll be 40 in October if you want. And our
Uh-oh.
character been married like 37. I mean, that's World Book of Records in LA, right?
I always say, and what I remember is that we were so busy and working so much and working so hard. When we went out on fan events, we didn't pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
It was much later when we realized there was this super couple thing, and that it was kind of a phenomenon all over. It wasn't just us, but some others on other shows. And kids were scheduling their classes around the shows, and If
I
there
remember
was a town in South Carolina that the entire town shut down during lunch.
Greenville or something.
Greenville, South Carolina, so they could watch the show.
I remember getting awards from Daytime TV Magazine, and they would come to the lobby of Sunset Gower Studios, and we'd be taking this photo with the plaque and the whole thing, and I would be thinking like, my whole life was such a swirl right then. Like I had these tiny little kids and doing this job and so much memorizing and standing there thinking like, I want to appreciate this moment. I want to grab this moment because it's so fleeting. But yeah, you're in a warehouse working with the same people all the time, scrambling to make it work. So you didn't feel it so much from the outside. But I think, interestingly for us, unlike today's coupledoms, we were put together from day one, and it's always been about us. And even there were different things that broke us up or whatever, but they always loved each other. They never didn't love each other. And that's not how it is at all today. And I feel like we're one of the last, holdouts in that, but I love it. I think I feel so lucky for that.
Tom and
But
Alice, Doug and Julie.
no, but nowadays everybody has a billion people.
No,
But
bed hop,
yeah, but it was pretty great from the start, from the very first episode where he's hiding in the closet, and back when they used to wear the nurses' caps, and he has my nurse's cap, and I mean all that stuff. I mean, God, the stories that they did forever too were just great, and it was always just the building of that, like I love you, but I can't show it to you kind of thing. I mean, it took years, I think, to really,
Yeah.
And then there were the times, like our first lovemaking session, and I'm like 8 months pregnant in real life, and they bring in a body double for the ice cube going down the body thing that he does, which is fine by me because I would always rather be clothed and also.
She was good. She looked just like you. Not pregnant.
Never. I never look like that, but that's cool.
I think that what Mary Beth just said was the key, that we're a couple who has always loved one another, and when we were not together, when we were apart, it was always because something happened and she thought I was gone or dead or divorced, or we were never not together in our minds. We were always in love, and we've never really been with other people except when we thought the other wasn't available or gone.
Yeah. When he was on Young and the Restless, I was still pining for him forever, for years or whatever. And I finally said, can't I just say, he lost his mind. He went to Genoa City and he's with some girl named Ashley. I have to move on. They didn't let me do that.
No.
And then he came back.
Yeah.
So I was held out for him. But I think the two of us have a very great personal connection, and you know this because you've talked to us a lot. And I think we really love each other and respect each other as people. And from the very beginning, we've always worked so hard. We always run our lines a million times. There's people that we work with who you never run a line with until you walk out on the set. But we always make a point. And back then, we did this show from start to finish like 3 or 4 times. So it was a lot easier to really get these scenes solid, where now is a lot more, oh my God, seat of our pants.
Runaway train.
But we are not afraid to say to each other, if you said it like that, that would really help me. Or, and Stephen tries to keep me, speaking proper English because I can get off. When you're just memorizing, you can say things all crazy. You don't even hear it. But I appreciate that about him. We don't take offense from anything. We just try to make a good, good scenes. And now in the medium that we are in, it's so fast moving that if you can catch a couple reality moments of feeling it, it's like, wow, that's a win. There's so many, really.
Well, I've been looking at some stuff, and I found the scenes where our ASL coach, Peggy Rayner, teaches Kayla the sign for courage. And I've come to the hospital to visit Kayla. She's still in after the accident. And Mike Horton comes in and says, you're released. And she says, she doesn't want to go. Now, mind you, she cannot speak and cannot hear, but the acting that this woman does is just phenomenal. Have you seen this show lately? It'll blow your mind. It made me cry. It made me pine for those days like you can't believe.
Yeah. love
And
that.
then you learn to sign courage. Then we finally get you out of the hospital. We're up on the rooftop of the
Apartment building.
apartment building,
Loft or whatever.
the loft, and I put on a song. I put on Lady in Red, and I write on a little pad of paper, Lady in Red, and I show you, and you kind of smile, and I think we do the courage again, to get you feeling a little better, and you say you want to dance, so we start to dance, and then you flash back to the Lady in Red when we did it in the Cheating Heart, where you get goosed on the pool.
When he lifted me up on the pool table on the corner, totally like goosed me. And so if you ever see that episode, it's like we're all romantic, and then I go,
Jesus. Just total romance.
you know what? It's interesting, when we were coming back in 2006, we both were like, gosh, what were we doing? Whatever. And somebody sent us a bunch of the DVDs or DVD, CD thing, whatever they're called, because now there's nothing. And we sat together and watched them. And at first I was thinking, oh, I'm so afraid. It's like youth and now. But they were so beautiful. And there was one when we were in a pond or something, and I just remember that one so beautiful. But really, we both were just like, stuff was really beautiful. And I think it's really something to be proud of. And all that stuff, so many things. I mean, we have to evolve. We are evolving as we are in real life too. So we're in a different place, and we're not those naive people anymore and all that. But I mean, what a beautiful history,
Beautiful.
Really beautiful history. I liked the first one, and then I really liked the one that was in
In the snow.
that restaurant.
Oh,
That was nice too, in the snow.
Club TBD.
The one where our kids were here.
Yeah,
And
that
was really
got
beautiful.
Stephanie back, and all
And
the
there's,
kids.
I like these little ones we've had like that. There was one in the pub where it was just Jim and Abe and Sarah. And that was beautiful too. And I didn't necessarily, maybe some of the ones in the middle.
Well, there was one in the snow where it took you up.
That
the
was very
mountains
sweet.
After the whole Jack
Yeah.
debacle, which I don't want to talk about. And you needed a break, so I took you on a little trip to
Yeah,
the
that was very
mountains,
sweet.
and I proposed to her, gave her a little ring that I had purchased in Washington, I think,
Jeez, the details
and
on
we
the snow.
called it our snowy cathedral.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Crystal, wasn't it Crystal?
beautiful,
Wasn't it?
just beautifully done. It was on set. It wasn't on location or anything, but they made it look absolutely
Mhm.
gorgeous. And
Lots of snow.
Again, the acting.
No, it's both ways.
Oh,
It's
my
both
God.
ways.
She's just.
No, because it takes two to tango on this, and I think, and that's why I think that
Connection has been.
I think our characters work better here than they did on General Hospital, because Patch character has such a vulnerability and stuff that Stefan, or whatever his name was, didn't have, and my
Stefan.
character was not a good person either.
It's
here-
Stefan, like step on.
Oh, Stefan. Well, okay.
Stefan.
But I just think that these characters, and that she always believes the best in him, and could see his wounded heart, and all those things were really, really great stuff.
That brings up another favorite episode.
Mm.
It was actually our first kiss, and she comes over to tell me that she loves me.
Just down the basement.
Yes, in the basement. And, oh my God. And the scene went on and on and on. Back then it was like 8-10 page scenes. And it was just phenomenal. And we were talking over each other and arguing, and she's trying to convince me that I'm a good person, I have a good heart. I said, no, baby, I don't have a good heart. I'm a bad person. And she ends up kissing me. And after that, she says, I want to stay the night.
Ooh.
I said, no, can't do that. I kind of laugh, and it kind of catches me off.
I know
guard.
you, who was such like you put me off for a long time.
And I tell her to go, and and you know how they used to do it. She would walk out, and then the door would close, and they'd get the camera on her outside the door. Against the door, and
one of
then
the
they'd
times-
come back to me,
Yeah.
distraught.
One of those times.
And they had a whole montage of our moments during that. It was just.
One of the times on that platform to knock on your door for the basement, they're doing a fake rain. Back then, we were always in water. I don't know why that was. We always had these water scenes, and they're shooting rain on me, and I didn't put on waterproof mascara, and they're shooting in the rain, and the hairspray back then, and everything, and it was kind of a that guy, and then oh, and then to stop, I like black to here, clean it up, disaster. But I will say one of my favorite scenes, and I mean it's been played so many times, but one of my favorite scenes is the taking his patch off and cleaning his face, and the trust, because he was so scared of that.
That's the beginning of
the trust that was really beautiful.
Gaining my trust.
Mm-hmm.
I
And I
think
really I love the
would say
What?
that. Anyone who's watched the story would also say that.
Yeah, beautiful. And I really loved the show back then too, when it was, I mean, it's evolved and it's all fabulous, but back then when it was this core family and the core families, and we had, mom, and I will never call them mom, pop, but everybody else in my family does. It's mom and pop, and the 4 kids, and the Hortons. I mean, that was just a really cool time of this show. And just and like Stephen was saying, there was so much effort put into these love stories, and adding the candles or the blowing curtains, which was a Shelley Curtis Litvack thing.
The lovemaking montages were.
Yeah, and also it wasn't like Donna Summer or something when we were on the roof. I mean, it's just like there were some really cool things back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, I still love the job. It's fabulous stuff. So whatever.
Well, one of those things was yellow roses, which I feel is the signature flower.
I think he made that up. I don't think it came from anywhere.
What was the
It was
origin?
an act of terror, quite frankly. The first time I gave her a yellow rose was when when I was terrorizing her, right? And I called her up, and
Which
when
is
it
kinda
came to the
weird now that
party,
you think.
she came out in a yellow towel, and so I showed up with this yellow rose.
And then so was out of terrorizing that you were giving me the yellow.
Well, that's how it started. But then it just became a thing. It was because I thought you looked beautiful in yellow, so I always brought you yellow rose from the towel.
Yeah.
When I was terrorizing
Oh
your
my
apartment.
God. But you know what? The prop people and everybody here are really great about it. If it ever says anything about flowers, they always give him yellow roses to give me, which is really great. I think that big heart lover thing, because like I said, with the baby and stuff, that is what the patch Steve has, which is what I was talking about, that the character on General Hospital didn't, which is why I don't think that those characters gelled like these do, because it's his soft, vulnerable side that makes this character, and he brought all of it. I mean, it was never written, he brought it, and especially those early days of so much damage, and so I'd say that's what he has in common with whatever you call it.
I'm a
Patch,
damaged
yeah.
person.
Okay.
But not that, but just a lover. You're just a sensitive guy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sure thing. Well, I think that her dedication and care that she gives her family, every member of her family, and it's all about family. Her whole life is about her kids and her grandkids. Now grandkids, and I have
Almost
grandkids
5.
too.
I just said that to Abigail, who plays our daughter. I just said that to her the other day, because I throw in so many little things of how I talk to my own daughter. The dolly, the
Right.
lover, all those things are just things I say in my real life, but I just like to throw them in there because it makes it feel more personal and more real, and it's easy with her because she is the doll baby of the century. We've been so lucky. I mean, she and Shelley could be interchangeable, how sweet and beautiful they are.
Yeah.
And they're friends actually, which is really nice. But or maybe it's Kate Mancy's friends with her. I think Kate Mancy.
Yeah.
Friends with her. But anyway, so I think that's what I was talking about before, about us evolving in our real lives and these characters evolving, because we now have grown into people who have grown kids, which is what this situation is. So, but I think that Kayla and Steve do need some grandkids.
We do.
I mean, look at Christian. Hope had like Kate. These characters have like a gazillion kids and grandkids, and we have none.
Yeah. I want some grandbabies.
Weird.
I want
We
more
need-
grandbabies in life.
We need to put that in the suggestion box.
When you were nursing me, when they'd taking the patch off, and you were sort of, cleaning the wounds and everything, I said, she said, "Oh, does that hurt?" And I said, "No, baby, that's ecstasy. That's not pain, that's ecstasy."
That's cute.
So wait,
I don't have
now,
any, but it's
You
cute.
don't have any? What about when you were drunk
Um,
and you did that?
what I said, Mama
Mom-
needs a. I
that's
can't
the
remember.
one.
Was it Mama needs a
Mama, get off the range. That's no way to sit on the stove.
something like that?
No. Mama, get off the stove. That's no way to ride the range.
See, he knows all of it way
It's a
better
good
than
one.
I do.
And dos manos, you went like this with your hands. But it was the drunk scene. It was hysterical. That's another favorite. When Kayla was drunk and she, oh my God, she was so funny.
Jeepers.
Yeah, jeepers.
I know. We've probably done about 2,000 shows or something. Something. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I've never counted.
And I could hardly tell you what I just did 5 minutes ago. When I walk away and I put my script in the trash, that's it. Don't call me back. I won't remember it. This show, I think, and for the people who work here too, I mean, there's not divas generally, you know, it's really pretty family here. And the people, I think the people who gravitate to daytime are generally people who want to have a normal life and have a family. And that's been us for sure. And I think a lot of the viewers are those same type of people. And when we meet them, they're usually just so swell and normal and nice. It's just a nice community. I think it's been such a gift. And like I said, I mean, to be a part of Days of Our Lives is turning 60. I mean, what is there like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's really been a
Sort of a
gift.
life-
And I really tip my hat to Ken for working hard to keep it afloat all these years. And I'm sure there's been times it's been hard and maybe on the edge of not. And so it's amazing. And Peacock seems like this is the best home for us too. And they seem so happy. So, you know, I think the trick is going with the flow. Go with the changes, right?
That's Mary Beth. Absolutely, without a doubt.
What does that mean?
There's-
Staying together?
There's no way. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way. If they ever broke us up, I'd quit. I'd walk.
Okay, that's
There's
extreme.
no way.
That's extreme.
But
That's
I'm
funny.
telling you the truth
Yeah.
because this is what it is. I mean, this has just got to stay.
Although I did have a little
Can't
fun
take
with
this up.
Wally a couple of
Hey,
years.
wait a minute now.
It's so funny because Wally was like,
Hold on.
oh, this is never going to be good, or nobody's ever going to buy me in this and stuff.
Yeah. Well.
But you were busy being
see,
Stefano.
That's the thing. Stefano.
Just joking.
Steveno. I was
But
Steveno.
yeah.
Get it straight.
Anyway,
I had no idea what was going on.
that's
I
right.
had a chip in my brain. But you did the
I took it
surgery.
out.
You took it out.
People always say, "What kind of doctor are you?" I can do everything. I deliver babies. I take
yeah.
chips out.
You have
Take
like
a kidney
10
out.
specialties.
Pop your eye back in. Pop it out. Yeah.
Yeah.